One day my agent called me and they're like, there's this girl, Hailey Baldwin, and she would like to have a coffee with you and see if, it's a good fit. And I'm like, okay, she's so cute. Like she was 18 at the time or 19 and still Baldwin. And I was like, I would love to meet her. And I took this meeting with her I'll never forget, the SLS hotel. We had a coffee and she was so cute and so innocent and sweet. And she still is, by the way. Hasn't changed much. And we just immediately clicked. And I think 3 days later, we did a fitting. And the next day, I ended up going to Paris with her. And it was like the very beginning of our working relationship. I had the teeniest, tiniest little office, shithole office on Sunset, which is actually, if you've been in LA, her Saint Laurent billboard years later was like on top of that office building. It was just such a crazy full circle moment of like where we met and where I was able to bring her to. I'm so blessed for that relationship. We had the most incredible working synergy and chemistry, and she's still an amazing friend, and I'm so grateful for that experience. One of the craziest things that happened with Hailey that I just never anticipated, and a lot of people would ask us like, or ask me like, was this a master plan, and I'm like, no. This was crazy. This was the beginning of street style. People weren't really talking about what celebrities were wearing outside. They were talking about red carpet. They were talking about, press appearances, but not what people were wearing outside. And I'll never forget, she wore this little green velvet dress with her hair up in a little bow and these little booties. Like looking back on it now, it's like it was such a whatever outfit. And it ended up on like Vogue's like best look of the week or whatever. And it was the first time that I remember like Vogue, it has to be like the Met Gala to be that, look of the week or a huge red carpet. And here she was just walking down the street. And something in that moment I feel like changed where the media really started to pay attention to what these girls were wearing. And what I love so much about that is these were like attainable things for other girls. This wasn't just like, I think you look at an image on a red carpet, and I think this is why I love street style so much, is like it's recreatable, it's relatable, it's aspirational, whereas like a red carpet, it just feels a little like I'm never going to get to wear a gown. Like, yeah, sure, that actress looks amazing, but that's never really going to be me. Obviously, some people, sure, but what was so cool about it is like I remember being I remember being at One Oak with her, and I looked around and like all the girls in the club were dressed like her. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And it wasn't like a I made it moment because I never feel like I let my ego get in the way of like, it was kind of hard to like even believe it was happening. But again, it wasn't some master plan. It wasn't like we're going to, do all this street style and she's going to be like, it just, I think really happened naturally.